Hello, everybody. It's your old pal Gauntlet. It's been a week. We've been keeping to the weekly thing for a while. Last time we found the group meeting back with each other, uncertain of what to do. There are still more missing treasures, but there seems to be some pressure to check out Waterdeep. They decide to head to the governor to get more information either way. After conversing with the governor, the group decides their efforts are best spent going towards Waterdeep to prevent the cultists from cutting off trade routes, and that they should wait up for Tai and Saba to see if they can accompany them on their caravan. Lark remembers a horn that she found at the camp and produces it to ask the governor if he knows anything about it. The governor asks to blow it, innuendos, and after doing so, the whole group feels invigorated and ready to fight. You could say they were erect at attention. You probably wouldn't say that. But anyway, Zerevex talks to the group about the grab bags, which were awesome, and the group decides to go gambling on them. Moroz buys 4, because he thought there were more, but there weren't, so Lark only got 2, and no one else got any more. Lark also bought some cat treats and climbing potions. When looking for bird seed, Eliwig notices some vibrant potions, asks the vendor about it, and he says they're fire-breathing potions. The group asks for a demonstration, and the potion vendor obliges. After seeing this, Eliwig buys 2 potions and some bird feed, and Torrin buys 5 of the fire-breathing potions, and lots of bird seed. He didn't buy the bird seed, but that'd be funny if he did. Lark opens her bags on the spot, and gets a scroll of dancing lights, a potion of healing, a scroll of shocking grasp, and a scroll of shocking grasp. That's how conjunctions work. In the other, she gets a potion of growth, a pair of gloves, and a wand. I'm not sure if we got to it or not, or I'm not sure if Galdap took notes on this or not, but her wand does magic bolts. Magic missiles. That's what the wand does. The group goes back to the keep for a short nap to get themselves in sync with the underground gnomes, Tai and Saba, so that they can all travel together. And on the way, Zerevex asks Moroz about pronunciation on draconic words, so that he could speak to Mittens. The drake is acting odd, so Moroz surprises Zerevex with a word for pregnant, because he notices that the drake is about to give birth, because she's pregnant. The group takes the group takes the drake to the stables. Galdap needs to fix his notes, and lets the drake pick a spot. And Mittens gives birth to 4 eggs, a pink one, a blue one, a white one, and a red one. Just the right amount for all the members of the crew, almost like everybody needs a pet. Zerevex, recognizing the Mittens can't go anywhere for a while, finds the governor and petitions him to take care of the drake while they go out after the cultists. The governor calls for Kata. For Kata, the druid, and after explaining the situation, Kata explains that it's perfectly fine to take the eggs in the morning, and as long as they keep the eggs around body heat, things should be A-okay. While Zerevex goes off to ask about the eggs, Moroz opens his bags. He gets a spell scroll of magic circle. He really wanted a square, though. A stick with 2 buttons that makes it extend out. A stick saber! A potion that smells very ashy. And that one. Another bag, or in a different bag, he got another bag with a yellow ribbon, a lackluster bracelet, and a stone with writing on it. When opening the bag, it seems as though light won't enter the bag. He sticks the stick saber in the bag, and it touches something metal. That's not how you spell metal, Galdap. Okay. Interesting notes. He reaches into the bag, feels a figurine, and decides that it is best left to someone who knows what's going on, thinking back to previous encounters. Lark casts Comprehend Languages on the rock, and it says, better luck next time. I'm sure it'll make a fine pet. A superior potion of healing in a different bag, an unidentified bubbling elixir, and a small clay whistle. And that bag. And then the last one, he gets a pair of goggles, a spell scroll that says, friends, another small pouch, and another small pouch with a pink ribbon. The pouch with the pink ribbon has a whole bunch of pink dust in it. Color themes. It hit dusk, and the festival started. The festival that we probably didn't talk too much about in the previous set of notes, but definitely there was a festival. So the group decides to disperse, and then meet up a few hours later at the inn to see if the gnomes are on the clock. They disperse to the festival. Eliwick, Lark, and Torin head to the festival. Zerevex stays back with the Drake, and Moroz goes to find someone that might help him identify some of the objects from his grab bag. Before heading out, they notice Zerevex messing with a bag that he's trying to turn inside out, but is unable to. He figures out that after briefing the group on what he's done with the bag so far, he figures out that the bag is a bag of holding, which then prompts him to put most of his items in the bag, because they're now weightless. And while messing with the bag, Lark decides to try to Magehead to take it from him and to show him how it might be a bad idea to put everything in one place. All of your eggs in one basket, if you will. Or Drake eggs. Don't put all the Drake eggs in the bag. That's a good lesson there, Mr. Zerevex. Moroz finds a shop called the Crossed Staves, although the pronunciation did take a while to get right, and asks the shopkeep about some of his wares, but the cost is a bit prohibitive, so he heads back to the shop that originally sold them, but the store is closed on account of the festival, so finally he turns to people working the streets to see if they can help. The first person he talks to gets scared and runs away. The next person, who he turns to, a human in a trench coat, seems to be up to helping him, but while identifying the whistle disappears. After briefly trying to intimidate him, Moroz gets the idea that this fellow is in his element, knows he's been swindled, and decides to walk away. The name given for this scoundrel is Slim Shady. He had golden... no, what's the word? What's the word that Gauntlet is looking for? Not porcelain. Nope. Alabaster? No, that's awful white. The platinum. He had platinum hair and was a rapper. That took far too long. The festival folks are having a great time, though. Lark buys pinwheels for herself and Eliwick to give to Barzu. Torin shoves every kind of meat he can into his face, more innuendos. Eliwick looks for the temple people, since she told them she'd show up. She finds one of the priestesses of Shantae, who gives her a free fortune for showing up. The fortune says, "As soon as red turns blue, a woman will show up and restore the balance." Which we don't know what that means. Lark takes a fortune as well, which says, "On the day that is longest, a scarred man shall usher forth the fall of the rich." Apparently Bernie Sanders has a scar in this campaign. During the fireworks, the shadow of a dragon passes over the town. Most of the town freak out, but Eliwick and Lark see a few people in the crowd that don't seem fazed. They attempt to sneak up on these folks, but they are noticed, because it's Lark and we've gone over her prowess as a thief. They question these folks as to their intentions. The group seems quite shady, but not slim, and over the interaction, Lark and Eliwick convince the group to go back to the keep, even though they seem to have wanted to go somewhere else. So they can't sneak, but they can tell a whole bunch of people that don't want to go in a certain place to go there. While going back to the keep, one of the group, of 5, slips away. Around this time, Moroz comes upon the festival and notices Lark and Eliwick in the group of people. Lark suggests that they should all hold on to a rope, but while doing so, the robes become suspended. The robes, not the rope. The robes become suspended, and upon further inspection, the robes were empty. That's how you thief, Lark. That's how you do it. Moroz runs up to the group and asks what happened. Since everyone was unclear what happened, they decided to go get Torin and then head to the keep to let the governor know what was going on. And that's where we left the group. And where we meet the group this time. Gallop out. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so you guys are on your way back to the keep now.
Walking in a parade, walking in a parade.
And Moroz has the robes, right? I think you're carrying them.
As fuck if I touch a robe.
I think me and you were like, these are too tall for us to carry, so we made Moroz carry them.
That's entirely possible. I don't have it written down, but I'll... What? Did we... Was it... Yeah, because it wasn't on the carpet. How many robes? 5 robes?
Yeah, there
4.
Well, no, 4 because.
That's true. One of the people actually went away. Okay.
So do we make it back to the keep?
Well, you're still heading there, right? So you're just slowly walking.
Yeah.
And you have in your party, but you've got Zerevex?
No, I'm not. I'm still at the stable. I wasn't with them.
Yeah, everybody but you.
Yeah.
Correct.
Because I assume we actually found Torin. I know it says we went to look for him, but I'm assuming that we just kind of found him.
No, we did. We talked to him.
Did we?
Yeah. He was eating the food and left money on the table, and then I didn't take the money.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Good times.
Okay, so you guys make your way back to the keep. You don't really see many people hanging out. With the panic of the dragon, the streets have really emptied themselves. The guards that are at the keep look a little bit shaken. What do you say to kind of...
Who?
Anyone who's heading towards the keep, you see these guards that are standing by the keep doors, and they look a little bit shaken, but do you guys say anything as you approach?
Well, did they ever actually explain to me that the whole dragon thing was a phantasm or whatever, that it wasn't real? I'm trying to see if anyone else besides Lark and Eliwick actually know that it wasn't really a dragon.
I thought it was a real dragon.
No, it wasn't a real dragon.
We didn't think it was.
That's
There
true.
was something off about it.
Yeah, because like they had done their rolls, and then Tamora told them in private what. So I don't even know what they do or didn't see. I just know that they kept talking like it wasn't real, but I wasn't there when they were talking.
Yeah, there's just a shadow that passed and made no noise or anything. And our experience with dragons in the past kind of made it feel like that was just a prank dragon. That people were trying to get everyone away from the square.
Right.
Alright, so only 2 of you really analyzed what happened.
I just assumed it.
I think the others did. We just didn't. We didn't roll well or something. But anyway, so did they share with Torin and myself that it wasn't real?
I feel like we would have discussed it on the way back at least.
Okay.
Brought it up.
Because if the guards are shaken at this point, I'm gonna say that wasn't really a dragon, and I think Eliwick or Lark would have a little bit more information on what they think it might have been.
But would we necessarily tell the guards the details? Like,
I mean, if they're freaking out, if they're in charge of keeping the city safe, I would kind of want them to have the information, unless you know something that I don't, that you don't want them to know.
Alright, so Torin, you hailed the guards by saying good evening. The guards hail you back. They do not necessarily look reassured to see you guys as a group.
I hold out a meat stick I still have and say, "Great night for great food, right?"
And the one guard who looks more senior than you says, well, I mean, it was. Do you happen to have any more of that?
You can have this one.
He wants Torin's meat.
And the guard takes the meat and kind of looks at it and goes, Did you guys see what happened earlier?
It was a great show.
And the guard just has a really puzzled face. I don't think that was part of the show.
Out.
And the guard shakes his head, and then looks at the group and says, What do you guys think of it? You are the heroes, after all.
oh, I didn't know we were so well thought of. But no, we don't think that was an actual dragon. That we've found some cloaked figures that um, disappeared on us, but didn't seem nearly as nervous and looked like they knew more than they were saying. We'd like to get up and speak with the governor if possible.
So when you say you saw some cloaked figures, you see the more senior guard's face go pale. The younger guard just looks confused. And the senior guard says, of course, I'll take you right away to Governor Nighthill, and opens the door.
Do you know anything about them? You made a face. Click.
Oh, you can hear mine?
Yeah.
Oh shoot, sorry. I must be too loud.
The more senior guards, well, I mean, we've always heard of that group, but I think it's best if you talk to the governor. And he seems very concerned about saying whatever group that he saw. But the door is open. You are now free to go find the governor. You can probably safely assume that he's in his chamber somewhere. And you have been to the chamber.
Do we see anything as we're heading there? Anybody looking suspicious or
Anybody wearing a cloak?
No, the keep seems relatively quiet. If you hadn't just seen the chaos outside, you would have thought that this was just an average evening. Are you guys gonna take any detours? Get any party members?
Oh yeah, that other party member. Is he
do
on
we
the
know
way
where
to the
he
stable?
is? I mean, we're in the keep now, and he was off wandering. I mean,
No, he's in the stable.
You would
Where's-
know he'd be on the keep grounds, which you have gained access to. Zerevex, on your side, are you gonna try to do anything?
Well, would I know that this dragon flew by, or like was the keep alerted to it, or like you never really said anything about what was going on at the keep for me?
So at the keep, the people there would have seen it if they were outside, and you would have heard the whispers now and the screams from when it initially happened. Like, you would have known something occurred, but you would not have seen the initial occurrence.
Okay, I probably would have gone up and at least been watching for the gate, to see when they would come back, and try and catch them when they entered.
Okay.
So did we meet up?
Yep, you guys found each other.
oh, Zerevex.
What's going on?
There was some sort of disturbance at the festival. We think somebody set off a fake dragon-like shadow above it to scare everybody. There were these creepy cloaked people too that disappeared on us. But we're headed right now to the governor to let him know.
Alright, well, I guess let's go and see what he knows. All I was hearing were whispers about there being a dragon.
Sorry, I'm trying to adjust my mic so you don't hear clickety clacking.
Clickety, clickety, clickety. So,
How's Mama Drake doing?
She seemed pretty good.
So you guys gonna keep going to the governor?
Yep.
Okay.
Can you guys still hear me all right and everything?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So you guys keep heading towards the governor, and you find your way to his chambers. There is a long line of people, and you notice some of these are the disciples and students of Leosin.
how do we know that?
You met them before when they were telling you that Leosin was missing.
Okay. So we noticed their clothing and everything, or they are actually familiar to us.
They are actually familiar to you.
Okay.
They're all waiting in line at the door.
So they're kind of milling around the door. The door is shut. You can approach the door if you'd like.
I would say we would.
You knock on the door.
If she's headed up to knock on the door, I'm gonna ask one of the people who looks somewhat familiar and say, "What's going on around here?"
So the monk looks at you and says, Leosin's in there talking with the governor. Looks like there's a problem happening in, not Waterdeep, Amphail.
Amphail?
Amphail, Amphail.
Okay.
Yes.
Where's Amphail?
Just a little bit south of us. It's actually the headquarters of the Gauntlet. And he kind of pauses when he says that, like, should I be telling you this?
Do I know what the Gauntlet is?
Yes, so you met the Order of the Holy Gauntlet, or the Order of the Holy Gauntlet, the Order of the Gauntlet back in Findalen and in Neverwinter. In fact, Moroz, you have a connection to the Order of the Gauntlet.
That's right.
I thought that's not the gray thing, is it?
No, this is just the Order of the Gauntlet.
I do?
Yes.
How do I have a connection to them?
So, this, you just met a person who mentioned it before. So, you've heard of them in Neverwinter. It came up before.
Okay.
So, you, Eliwick, are talking to this monk, and he's telling you that there's problems in Amphail, and that it's the headquarters of the Order of the Gauntlet.
What are my feelings about, like, what did I hear about it? Anything good or bad?
So you actually have very, like, you would sympathize with the group. They are an order that is built off discipline and hierarchy. And it's all about being brave and honest, but very strong.
Was I told this? I don't recall that at all.
We talked about this. I mean, it was one of the earlier ones, but yeah.
Okay.
Eliwick, are you gonna ask any questions to the monk?
Well, trying to think of how I would have responded to that. Is there what's concerning the Gauntlet down there?
So the monk says, well, that Amphail's on its way to Waterdeep, and it looks like there's some issues that have come up with caravans going through Amphail. Leosin seems to think they might be the cult.
And did you say that Amphail was the home of the Gauntlet?
Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Where's the Gauntlet?
So then with that, when he says the caravans, so did you say caravans are going missing around Amphail?
They're having. He didn't say anything too specific. He said they're having problems with caravans, and they think it might be because of the cult.
Okay, what kinds of problems are they having?
Are you talking to the monk?
Yeah.
So the monk shifts to focus on you, and kind of shrugs and says, it seems like there's a lot of issues with bandits taking things from the roads. But other than that, you'd have to, and he gestures towards her, you'd have to talk to Leosin.
Right, and so I'm going to, based on what I know about the Order, I'm going to say, and the Order isn't doing anything about it? That's their home. That would be right on, I mean, that'd be something that they would have to take care of if they value their heritage.
The monk shrugs and says, I wouldn't be surprised if there's not enough of them left standing.
What's happened to the order?
The monk says, well, they've been spread pretty thin. There's been a lot of activity from the cult, and they've been trying to follow them south.
Well, then it's very important that we let the governor know that if you said cloaked people, right? Because we saw some cloaked people right after the disturbance down at the festival who just disappeared on us. So we should probably get in there and let Leosin know.
And the monk nods with you. The door is closed. You would have to knock on it to enter or open it through other means.
I mean, I figure I was doing this while Lark was up there knocking, so
Oh, I didn't hear Lark say she was knocking.
I thought she had gone up there and knocked.
I was heading towards the door when all the talking began.
Are you going to just knock it open, or are you going to try to listen to the door?
I guess I'll just knock first.
Okay. So you knock.
Knock, knock, knock.
You heard that there was like mumbling on the other side of the door. Like you couldn't quite make out the words, but there is now silence after you knock. And a guard peeks his head out and says, "What can we help you with?"
The heroes are here.
Wow.
Give me a persuasion check to see if he believes you.
That's what the guard in the front called us. Ooh.
Okay, so he believes you, and says, "Oh," and just kind of steps back, lets you in.
Okay.
So you see Leosin in the room with Governor Nighthill. They are talking over a desk that has a map in the center and trade routes on it. There's a heated discussion going on, and you can see where fingertips have smudged the ink on the map.
Is everyone else coming in also?
Oh yeah, I would have, as soon as the door started opening, I would have like trotted after you.
So was the governor the one that answered?
No, it was a guard that answered.
Gotcha.
Trot, trot, trot.
Do they notice us come in?
Yes. It's a
Good
guard.
evening, Governor and Zerevex, and Leosin. Sorry, I was reading Zerevex's name. Excuse.
Regard to Zerevex. Good evening. I'm going to ignore
Hello.
the thing I'm here for.
I've been beside you for a while, but hi.
The governor starts to question his life choices.
Have you heard of the disturbance during the festival?
You're just saying this in the general direction of Leosin and
And the governor.
yep. So they stop and they say, "What disturbance?"
Well, there was a shadow of a dragon that flew over during the festival and pretty much put the crowd in a panic, but it didn't seem like it was an actual dragon. And then we ran into some cloaked men and were trying to escort them towards the keep, and they gave us the slip. But we wanted to let you know, in speaking to some of your priests outside Laos, and it sounds like there are more of those cloaked men down near Amphail. We thought it would be helpful to know, and if there was anything we needed to do on our way down to Waterdeep, or if we needed to help at Amphail.
So Leosin says in response to that, yes, we have got reports of these cloaked figures. We're not quite sure who they are, what they want, but there's usually a grand illusion with them. If you could head to Amphail, that's the headquarters of the Order of the Gauntlet. there's some Harpers there and a few members of the Emerald Enclave. They're trying to amass a force to go further south to Waterdeep, but also to help out around the town. Would you be willing and able to go? I can provide you horses to go down to Amphail. It is of the utmost importance that you meet with Froome and talk to him. That's Froome, F-R-U-M-E.
I would be very happy to do that. I believe the rest of my team would be too, as I look at them. Look, look, look. Everybody. Nod. Nod. Anybody?
Are there any
Elvis?
rewards in this, or?
Lark.
Best hero.
I glare.
I can't promise you anything here, but if you meet with Froome, he is in charge of the Gauntlet. I'm sure he can provide an award for you when you arrive and when you provide, well, services.
Do we get to keep the horse?
No.
At this point, since I don't really, or actually, shoot, I kind of want to talk with the group about this. Well, okay, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until we leave, because I don't want to talk about this in front of the governor. But anyway, sorry, I spoke too soon.
Did we want to show them the cloaks that
That's
we
what I was going to talk to you about. Whether we want to give them to the governor or...
brought? No, I want to keep them, but...
Well, because we could use them for... Well, you know what? Actually, I think... Never mind. I'm going to go ahead and tell the governor. So, we have the cloaks from the people that disappeared. But we're wondering if it might be a better idea if we hold on to them to use them possibly as a way to disguise ourselves as these people to get in.
The governor says, I have no problem with you keeping the cloaks.
Okay.
If you have a way to keep them on your person, it is probably in your best interest.
Okay, great.
Is there anybody else that you were planning on having travel with that way, Leosin, that we would travel with, or should we make haste?
I.e., do we get backup?
Leosin gestures to the monks out in the hall and says, my monks and I were heading that way, but it may be a few more days yet. We still have to go to Candlekeep.
What's in
Where's
Candlekeep?
Recap, they were on their way to Candlekeep.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to type notes up and not make sound at the same time.
Yep. So, you knew that in the past, and in fact, you knew that that's why Leosin was in this. So they
that's
still
right.
have to go to Candlekeep.
But do we know why they're going to Candlekeep?
It's part of their monk duties.
Okay. Duties. Can't they just take the poop here and go?
Sorry, there's only one bathroom in it.
Only one bathroom that's been blessed? Boy. Really suck.
Quick, start digging latrines.
Only use the library.
That's what our use is down in Amphail.
Yeah, that's what they need. More toilets. I didn't want to tell you about it, but that's it. Okay, so, and then to answer your question post haste, he says it is probably best if you could immediately or in the morning.
Are you guys going to come after you go to Candlekeep?
Yes, we will come there and then straight to Waterdeep. We do not see you in April.
Alright. I get it, Lark. Okay, well, what time is it in relation to when we wanted to meet up with Ty and Saba?
You would probably be good now to meet with Ty and Saba.
But we haven't had any rest at all.
Correct.
Okay. On the way.
It did say in the morning, so
Yeah, but if we're going to travel with gnomes that travel at night, then That was the whole point of waiting today was because we were going to meet up with Ty and Sava.
I realize that, but we were on different time schedules and not nearly as high of a priority. And now things have changed, so we may have to forego them coming with us.
Okay. Well, because the other thing is, if things happen to a caravan and they're going to go in a caravan, then we would kind of want to protect them too, and we could kind of use them as bait.
Well, then maybe we should talk to them about that tonight and see how they feel.
Yeah.
And at the very least, we should let them be warned.
Yeah.
I figure we're doing this as we're like walking out,
Oh, okay.
right? Like we're leaving the room.
Are you? Only one of you? Is Eliwick on her way, like, somewhere?
I mean, do we have any more business with the governor? Because if we're going to leave, then we probably want to settle any other business before we leave.
Wait, we're leaving town?
Just the office.
Okay, leaving the office is fine.
Because we kind of finished talking and said, okay, and we'll meet you there, right?
Right.
What about, who's giving us the horses?
The governor.
Leosin is giving you the horses.
Oh, Leosin?
Okay. So is he going with us right now, or?
No.
Oh.
They have to go to Candlekeep first, and then they'll be there a few days later. They'll meet up with us a few days later.
So
Well,
we're meeting. So wait, we're meeting them in Candlekeep. Where?
No, we're gonna meet them at Amphail, and they have to stop off at Candlekeep first.
Okay, but they're gonna give us horses before they leave.
Correct.
Okay.
So, Leosin, shall we meet up with the stable master in the morning to get the horses, and then we'll be on our way early?
He nods and says, yes, the stable master will know which ones there are for you. There is one for each of you and a carry cart for your pet.
Oh, good.
We appreciate all that you are helping us with.
Are we all able to ride horses?
Sadly, yes.
Did you say sadly?
Because very serious questions about the horse.
Okay, so does the horse.
I was gonna say something. Okay, so yeah. He says, and the Harpers thank you.
Well, take care, and we'll see you in a few days.
The who what's thank us?
The Harpers.
Who are the Harpers?
Make me a history check. So I like to believe Moroz is saying that.
Damn! Holy God! You always start us out with history checks, and then our rolls after that suck. Like seriously, every session for like the past 5 sessions, like do a history check. It's like alt or 20s and all kinds of crap. Okay, swing your sword in battle. Oh, you got a 2.
Nope. It's B.
With harps.
So what do we know?
So you know that the Harpers are kind of a mystical group. They're known for being neutral and trying to keep a balance. While you know that there are Harpers, you don't know of any by name. You can probably assume from Leosin's remark that he is a Harper. You also would recognize the Harper symbol of being a crescent moon that's on its side and then a line through it. So it's in the shape of a harp, but then with a crescent moon. I will find an image.
Guess I should make a history check to make sure I know all of that too.
People with harps.
Torin does not know.
There we go. I know it.
There we go.
And there's another 19.
And everything is as it should be.
So that is the Harper emblem.
So everyone is on the same page except for Eliwick on a different loaf.
No.
A torn.
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 Torin.
Eliwick's fine.
Oh, yeah, right. Carrying over that William bread roll. Nice.
Continuing the tradition.
Yes.
Harpers are people with harps. It makes perfect sense.
Honestly,
Okay,
that's
so-
probably what he would think. Although, no, wait. Torin's a warrior, though, isn't he? So I mean, other than the fact that he rolled like shit, he should know who they were.
It's not really from around here.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
So I think and say good speed and whatnot and turn to leave.
sure. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You can also say, see you later, sucker, and book it out the door. I mean, it's up to you.
I mean, I
We gotta
already
get the horses
said
first.
we'll see you there when everybody started doing their history checks in the Harpers.
Or you can say, the heroes bid you adieu or something.
I already don't feel comfortable with that.
Especially after we end up killing all their horses accidentally.
What?
Wait, what? Not my
It's
horse.
just our luck.
Look. Okay.
All
anyway,
of our
I turn to leave.
all of
and
our
I'm
Drake
walking
pet.
out.
Yeah, I was gonna say all of our Drake
Okay.
pets hatch and they need food.
Where are you going?
Going to the tavern to see Ty and them to discuss.
Alright.
I'm cool with feeding our
everybody's going to the
drakes.
tavern?
I'm cool with feeding our drakes the. Oh, I'm
We
on
can't
mute.
hear you, Zach.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the tavern with them.
Sorry. I was saying that yeah, once our drakes hatch, they'll need food, and that's I'm cool with feeding the horses to the drakes as long as we can ride the drakes. That'd be fun.
2 of you can.
2 of us?
Small creatures.
The
Oh,
drakes aren't that big.
Yeah, they are.
Not the babies, only mittens.
Well, to be fair, the babies are still in eggs.
I can still ride an egg. Just won't go anywhere.
You'll crack an egg.
What is Paltrow with the jade eggs?
Oh, not those eggs. Not those eggs.
Okay, so you have left. You're going to the tavern. Everybody's going to the tavern? Question
Yep.
mark?
Yeah.
I think so.
Alright.
I guess as we leave and as I walk out the door, I'd probably bid adieu to the priests and say we'll see you at Amphail in a few days. And then as we walk by, I'd say, so shall we go speak with Ty and what was her name?
Sava.
Sava, and ask what their plans are and at least let them know there are issues with caravans. I asked the group. Shall we?
Yep.
Did you? I didn't hear that.
Who didn't you hear? All I heard was
I
didn't
think I
hear
heard Zerevex say something, but I didn't hear what it was.
I didn't say anything.
Oh,
I said we should just go talk to them.
okay.
Okay. So you're just gonna go up and talk to Sava and Ty?
Yeah. I think we're gonna head that way.
Alright,
Head
so
to the inn.
you arrive at the tavern and you see Sava and another Zwerfniblin out in front being bouncers.
Hello, Sava.
And she goes, cousin, how nice to see you.
And you.
She bounces up to you and she gives you a big hug and says, "Welcome back to the tavern. Did you see the dragon?"
We did. Did you think it was a dragon?
Oh, she winks and says, "Could have been anything, I suppose. Maybe it was."
Maybe.
And,
We were. Did you say there was another person as a bouncer there? I didn't catch who you said it was.
it's just another Swift Niblin.
Okay. Where's your sister?
Sava points into the tavern and says, "By the bar, you can see her over there. She's probably pouring some drinks for some folks."
Oh. Well, we had some business we wish to speak with you both about. Would you have a break coming up anytime soon?
And she looks over at the other Swift Niblin and says, "Give me 5 minutes. Go talk to Ty. I'll be in shortly." It's a short joke.
Is that a short joke?
So I look to my crew and say, let's go in and speak with Ty.
Alright, so you see Ty standing over by the bar. She is doing some pretty elaborate drink pouring, like some serious flair going on, putting on a show.
Again, do another, Ty. That was amazing.
Okay, but only for 1 gold. And then she looks at you and goes, "Oh, sister, it's free for you." And then goes through the process again.
I still fling a gold toward her for it.
She snatches it and says, "Many thanks, patron," and rings a bell.
Ding, 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 ding. So, would you have a chance to speak?
So you can see that Sava is pretty well surrounded by people. Pretty well surrounded by people. She goes, "Of course, give me 1 moment," and finishes making the drink that she is, pulls out a set of juggling balls, and then starts juggling them and moving towards you and says, "Where would you like to sit?"
Wherever's easiest for you to keep doing what you need to do.
Okay. She says, "Okay, well, let's go over here." And Sava comes in at that same time, and they kind of go off to a semi-private room. This room has some better paneling in it. Everything looks fresher. This is probably where patrons of a higher class go and eat, or at least spend their time. It doesn't look like it's been well used, and it's extraordinarily clean.
This is a nice spot.
Yeah, this is the fancy place.
I can tell. So, I guess I should get to it right quick since we don't have much time to stay here. We know that we believe part of the cultists caused that dragon during the festival, and there are some issues down in Amphail, which we know you would have been passing through, and we wanted to give you a heads up that caravans are having trouble. And we didn't know if you would want to, if you guys were planning on heading that way anytime soon, or if you wanted to join with us.
Wait, real quick. So, are we all there with her, or is
I
this
would
just
assume you would have just followed me.
okay? Because I kind of out of character. I'm wondering, do we know the robed people were cool with the dragon being there, but do we actually think that the robed people are the same as the cultists? Because if they were just the cultists, I would think that the robed people would be, I mean, the town would be more scared of the people actually in the midst of them that look like the cultists.
Well, because they said that there were robed people down at Amphail.
Right. But I mean, they said
Yeah.
that they think that the cultists had something to do with the caravans, but there were also robed people down there. It seems to me, at least, and maybe tomorrow you can clear this up, but it seems like you were talking about them as two separate groups, unless you meant them to be the same group. I was taking them as that they were two separate groups.
It's up to your interpretation.
Okay. I would have probably wanted to have clarified that with the governor. I figured they were two separate groups.
I'm playing this as if I think they're the same group. So whether or not you want to add in that you aren't positive or whatever, that's
Yeah,
fine.
okay.
But I am playing this as if I think they're the same.
Okay, that's fine. So as you say that and wrap up your conversation about the caravan, make sure that they're aware of it and ask them while they're down there. I want to say, well, just to be clear, the people that we saw in the group had robes on, and though the governor says that the cultists are causing issues with the caravans, I'm not entirely sure that the cultists and the robe figures that we recently saw are the same people.
You cut out a little bit. What was that last half?
Sorry.
I heard you weren't entirely sure, and then.
Okay, so hopefully you can hear me. Yeah, that's better. All right, so I'm going to say that the governor told us that there were cultists causing. He believes there were issues with the caravans, and he believes that the cultists are behind those issues. However, they were also talking about a robed group down in Amphail. When we showed him the robes, he said that there are robed people down in Amphail as well. I'm not entirely sure that they're both the same group.
You're saying this is Saba and Ty?
Yeah. Well, after Eliwick mentions, the cultists are down there, that we're going down there and everything, and tells her to watch out and is asking about the caravan, I'm going to say, well, hang on a second. I'm not sure that I want to be clear that we saw robed people in the crowd, and that the governor said that the cultists were causing issues with the caravan, and I'm not entirely sure the two groups are linked.
So Saba looks at you guys and says, well, can we see the robes?
Yeah, I was just going to say, and so I pull one out, and it is. So, were there any symbols or anything on the robes, or is it just like a certain color, or what is the tying feature of these robes that make them all obviously the same, or belong to the same group?
So these are black robes. Your eyes do not detect anything special about them. Just on first glance, you could do a perception check on them if you'd like to see.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that as I'm pulling one out. So I'm going to pull one out and sort of, and we're around some tables and stuff, right?
Yep, you're in a fancy kind of side room.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and lay one out on the table and kind of, not spread it all the way out, but just sort of give it enough room so they can see the rough shape and size and length and everything of the cloak. And as we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at it. You want me to do perception? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. When you look at these robes, they initially just look black. You do see that there is some silver lining on them, and you see a strange marking that looks a lot like eyes and a field of black.
Okay. So, so I'm going to say, I didn't really notice this earlier, and I'm going to draw everybody's attention to those features.
Okay, how are you going to draw their attention to it? Like, what would you say to them? Like, oh, hey, just come check this out, or...
Well, yeah, so she asked to see the robes, and I say, absolutely, and I pull one out, and as I'm smoothing it out and stuff, I'm going to see the silver lining, and you said the eyes and the patch of black or whatever, right? So I'm going to go, I didn't really notice this at first, and I'm going to, sort of point to the eyes. And it's like, well, I'm going to say, I didn't notice this silver lining, and, kind of open it. God damn mosquito. and show that. But then I'm also going to sort of and say, so yeah, I didn't notice his silver lining. Say, ooh, and I didn't see these eyes before either, and then point to those as well.
So when Sava and Ty start looking over these robes, they talk to Eliwick, and they're talking in Gnomish. They're very excited. And I will type to Eliwick what they're saying. But they are very excited. It's almost as if the trade tongue and the common tongue was something that completely went out of their minds as they saw these robes.
Sorry, I'm trying to type back. I'm slow. Sorry.
Okay. You good?
I just messaged you. Do you?
Okay. So they're kind of hopping around these. They're speaking in Gnomish. Eliwick, you understand what they're doing. Is anyone else going to say or respond to anything as these guys are kind of hopping around?
Did you say hopping?
Like they're very excitedly looking at these robes.
I guess we'll ask Eliwick, do they know anything about him?
I turn to them and say they look like priest robes and are possibly drow. Is that how I pronounce it?
Yep.
And I turn back to them and say what's in quotes in Gnomish.
They're drow. They're elves.
I turn back and say yes.
Shoot, and I think you already told us this. Yeah. So the underground gnomes don't like the drow, though, do they?
Correct.
So when they're excited, they're not happy excited, are they?
You would think that they don't look upset.
They don't look upset, and it's drow people are in the same city and causing issues?
It's more like a fervent excitement. Like they keep looking through the robes, looking through them, looking for further information. Eliwick, you overhear the bits of information that you heard, but it's more like they're so focused on their task, they're neither extraordinarily happy nor extraordinarily sad.
Okay, well, so I really don't think that these are the cultists then. Either that or they're certainly not. Well, okay, so not all cultists can be the robed figures, that's for sure, because those we saw cultists and they were not drow elves. Maybe there are some drow that are working with the cultists, but they're certainly not both the same.
Is anybody going to respond to Moroz?
Well, I agree with that. I don't think that they'd be together. And from the way that they're acting for this, it could be that they want to go after them.
And
Uh,
well, and I was going to say the other thing is, so while the cultists obviously worship dragons and whatnot, the drow worship the Spider Queen, which I don't know, might have had some connection with the spider that we know of before, and perhaps the reason why those drow were not surprised is because maybe they were tracking down, maybe they're tracking down the cultists as well. Maybe the cultists did something to them, or whatever. Actually, it could be that when the cultists were seeking out their dragons, maybe they went underground and disturbed some of the drow stuff, and so the drow are seeking their revenge. And certainly the drow wouldn't happily offer to join up with humans or above ground dwellers. So it's entirely possible that we're both going after the cultists, but for completely different reasons, and I don't necessarily think we should expect their support.
And my sisters aren't quite sure what they're doing here.
Right, but the thing is, you said that when they saw the dragon, they didn't make any reaction, right?
Correct.
So that tells me they at least knew enough to expect that it was a possibility, or that those signs weren't a surprise to them. And if they're here above ground, there's a good chance they're trying to track them down just like we are.
I think that's a lot to assume.
Not if you know the drow. And so Ty and Sava can, obviously they know common. Do they make any reactions when I'm putting out this theory?
So they finish their conversation up between themselves, and say, I do not know. We do not know what the priestess Selene would be doing here, but they would not like the dragon cult. So Eliwick, obviously you knew that information, but they are now telling this to the group that they do not know what the priest and priestess of Selene would be doing, and they gesture towards the robes.
Isn't it just Saloon?
No.
Selene? Saluna? Really?
I have played enough Baldur's Gate to know the pronunciation.
Okay. Yeah, well, I've read all the R.A. Salvatore books.
So sisters, what do you think our moves should be? We need to head towards Amphail. Excuse me.
Well, they get excited and they say, "We'll come with you."
Wonderful. When can you leave? Because we are planning on leaving in the morning, and I know that's not quite your best time.
So they kind of look put out by that, and then they say, "Well, if we go back to bed now, I suppose we can get up in the morning, but we won't be any good in a fight until nighttime."
How long's the would I know how long the travel is till we get to Amphail?
You would know that it's at least a day travel.
Well, then you can ride along with us and rest, and hopefully we won't run into any mishaps until we reach Amphail, which should be about a day.
Yep. I guess so.
Will you be okay leaving your job?
Oh, of course. We can always do this someplace else. But before we do anything, we'd like to talk to you for a second alone.
Of course.
Is the rest of the group gonna leave, or?
Do we hear them say that?
Mm-hmm. They say that in common.
Why do you guys need to talk alone?
Oh, just gnome things.
The
Yeah, it doesn't
giddiness
make
would
it
probably
any better.
bother you, Lark.
But these people want to travel with us, or we want them to travel with us. I feel like everything needs to be out in the open here.
Well, I mean, if you want to hear the history of the Zwerf Niblin, we'd be happy to start while you're here. Hey, you know what? We'll actually start doing one of our favorite, comedic acts, and we're just gonna go back and forth for a while. So, are you ready for this?
Yep.
And then it just go over the top. And the whole time, it is very obvious that Salva is trying to slowly nudge Eliwick out the door. Eliwick, make me a check to see if you realize that they're trying to nudge you out. Or not
Perception.
Eliwick, Lark, they're trying to nudge you out.
Oh, they're nudging. How are they gonna nudge me out?
Well,
Not
they're
size.
doing this really over-the-top act. Just, like, slowly pushing you towards the door. Like, not pushing, like, nudging. Like, getting... You know how in the office, when Dwight's desk moves an inch and suddenly he's in the bathroom? Alright, so you notice that they're trying to get you out of the room. Physically.
Hey guys, what's going on? I just want to know, hear what you guys say. Is it that bad if we're going to be traveling together for us all to be, sharing the secrets?
Well, I didn't want to tell you this because you're a friend of our sister. But somebody has to tell it to you eventually, and we think it's time someone tells you. And they make this grand gesture and they go, Lark, you smell, and we're holding an intervention alone with Eliwick.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. I believe
Lark,
I've
what
taken
if I
like 3
give
baths
you-
since I've been here.
Lark, what if I give you 3 gold and you go out and get yourself something to drink and eat?
Started with 4.
What?
The counter with 4.
I mean, I feel like food costs a little bit more than that if I have to feed Tabitha also.
I chuck 5 gold at her.
Oh Lord. So do you leave?
So they want us completely out. Like I can't just go to the bar and sit there.
Yeah, you can go to the
You
bar.
can go to the bar. You just can't be in the room that they're in.
I mean, you could always try putting your ear to the door, but knowing you,
Yeah.
you'll probably draw some attention.
Well, I'm gonna leave.
You'll probably
but
leave
we'll
an
kinda
ear print.
Stay nearby. Now, are they gonna and then see what they do?
We're going to be speaking in Gnomish anyway. We just didn't want to be doing it in front of you.
All right. Have you made your decision of what exactly you're going to be doing?
Well, I assume did they close the door when I moved out?
Oh yes, immediately. You even heard a satisfying clicking noise.
Okay.
All right. So as soon as the door, yes.
I was going to say, I turn to my sisters and say in Gnomish, you just have to speak Lark's language. It's all in gold.
They smile and say, "We should have known. She is a halfling."
Indeed.
And then they gesture towards the robes and say, on to more important matters. And they're saying this all in Gnomish. They say, "We can't tell if these are the swords of the ladies, the oracles of the moon, or the paths of the new moon. But if they're the lunatics or the lycanthropes, you should be concerned."
Why is that? I don't know of any of those names.
With those words.
Is it lunatics? Is that what you're...
And lycanthropes.
Okay. So, they look a little bit uncomfortable and they say, the lunatics only come out if Shar is involved And your one party member seems to be rather intimately tied to Shar and Selene. But just be aware if it's the Swords of the Lady, or if it's the Pact of the New Moon. If it's the New Moon, it could be lycanthropes, and it could be hunting lycanthropes. Just those are the most dangerous part of Selene.
Swords of Ladies?
Swords of the Lady. So they're different orders, right?
Right,
So
I'm
there's
just trying to get them all down.
Yep.
And that one's the worst one, right?
That's the one that they call the lunatics. And she
Okay.
said that they respond to threats from Shar. And then she mentioned the oracles of the moon. No information was provided, and the pact of the new moon, and said those are the lycanthropes.
So these are two factions of dark elves that are fighting each other?
No, these are different orders within the priesthood of Selene.
But you said the lunatics were hunting the lycanthrope.
No, I said they were hunting the threats from Shar.
Oh. Okay.
The pact of the new moon might be hunting lycanthropes.
Totally spelling all of these wrong. Getting them out there so that Cross can at least get them written down into his thing, depending on and so that I remember them. I figured it was horrible spelling. Yeah, I knew I forgot my N. Hack of the moon. See, this is why I write everything.
That's fine. I wasn't even looking, to be honest. I was like, oh, I should just say something about that. Also,
I knew I was going to put an S, but then I was like, no, maybe I'm wrong.
nope, you're right. It's an S.
No, I also thought it was Char. And of course, we probably thought this because we just recently went through the Chronicles of Narnia.
Concur. So basically, they could be going after Zerevex.
Maybe. They just said that one of your members seems to be intimately connected to Selene and Shar.
Right. Well, that's excellent to know. And there's no way to know looking at the robes. That's what you're trying to figure out.
Yeah, we can't really see anything more than, and they point at the emblem of eyes on the black background and say, well, this is definitely Selene, but everything else, not really much else to go by here.
And I nod and say, yeah, I can tell. I don't really see much of anything either.
So when the conversation kind of falls to a lull, they swing the door open and go, it's been so much fun, sister! I will look forward to our trip together, and they say it in common.
Wonderful. Can I buy you a drink before you head to bed?
Oh no, we just woke up. It's fine. We're just gonna go back to bed now.
Okay.
Okay, see you in the morning. Don't forget to stop by. We'll be sleeping over here. Don't leave without us.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Perfect. See you then. Watch out for the halfling.
Always do.
Alright, so then they head off.
And I look to see if my my team members are at the bar or where they are.
Okay, so where you guys at? It's about like a 10-minute conversation that would have occurred.
I'd completely left and head back to the stables.
So they just tell the manager of the bar that they're quitting, but they're gonna need a room for the night.
They didn't really say anything to anyone. They just left.
Put their hand in the air, gave everyone the middle finger, and walked out.
They're like, see you guys later.
Apparently, there's a sandwich at the Blue Spoon for them. Oh no, I guess they weren't tardy, but there's a sandwich at the Blue Spoon called the Tardy, and it's named after a former employee.
Huh.
It's tasty.
Fair enough. So yeah, what are you guys doing? You all saw Sava and Ty leave.
So I would have been at the bar, and after Eliwick came back, I'd ask if there's anything that she can share.
They said that they couldn't really tell what group of drow it was, but that they could either be the Swords of the Ladies or Oracles of the Moon or Pack of the New Moon, and possibly hunting patrons of Shar. So,
And Zerevex isn't here to hear any of that, right?
Correct.
Okay. Can I do a history check to see if any of those names sound familiar?
Sure.
Nope.
You've heard Selene and Shar before, but neither really draws any recollection from you.
Cool. All right, and she's got the robe that they were all looking at, right?
Grab the robes.
Well, I only took one out.
yeah, I
Right.
probably would have grabbed it since I was over by it and looking at it with them.
So why did they not want to talk to us about all this?
I think they were slightly concerned about Zerevex's goddess.
But Sigil?
I think so. I get so lost in how everything's connected.
Why would they be worried about Sigil?
Well, it seems that several groups of people have been worried about Sigil, if you recall.
I mean, did they say anything about
Because
Sigil?
if you do you remember in the other inn when we found Zerevex with that lady at the fire, and I forgot who it was, said that there was something really evil in the inn, and it had to do with that lady.
Yeah. That didn't have anything to do with the moon.
No, it didn't, but it did have to do with Sigil. Maybe there's more to that goddess than, and it doesn't really seem like Zerevex wants to question too much as long as he keeps getting OP shit. I'm sorry, as long as Sigil keeps blessing him. My bad.
Did they actually say Zerevex?
They weren't very fond with his emblems.
I don't think they mentioned his emblems.
Yeah, the blue dragon?
Yes.
I guess I'm just confused because I never Did they talk about on the way here in the first place about this blue dragon? Because I don't remember them bringing this up.
Well, yeah, this was when we were traveling to the city with them.
Were they talking in Gnomish then?
We always talk in Gnomish.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm comfortable traveling with them.
Well, they wouldn't steal or lead you astray.
Well, you don't feel comfortable talking in front of us either.
That may be, but if these people are drow, then it would be much better to have them at our side because they know more about. I mean, they're obviously they go against or know about the drow. That's a part of their history. That's a part of their culture. Is knowledge of these people, and if the drow do turn out to be enemies, we want somebody who knows them inside and out to be on our side with us.
Are the drow bad?
Yeah. They're awful,
I don't know
awful,
much about
awful, evil elves. Except for this one guy. There are legends about this one guy who apparently is the exact opposite of his entire race. But other than that guy, yeah, they're all pretty fucking awful.
There are 3 books available at your local bookstore, which can provide all the information you need
About that one fellow.
about this one fellow who may or may not be named Mr. Jordan.
You might have seen this pop up in many other places. A lot of people like to take that name. But yeah, other than this one guy, they're really, really evil. And they're very good at what they do. They're very adept swordsmen. The magic or the religious chapters are steeped in dark magic. This is not something we want to go in. We'd essentially be unarmed if we don't go with them.
Are we trying to fight these people? I mean, we met them out in the square and they didn't attack us.
Well,
I'm
no,
afraid
like
if we bring these gnomes with us, they're just going to pull us into another fight.
Not necessarily.
Well, if they're their enemy, I feel like they would.
Well, if they were your friends, they would have stuck around, wouldn't they have? So they clearly, and trust me, the more like, so if we do encounter them again, if they want to start shit, they're going to start shit. It doesn't matter who we're with or who we're not with, and they don't have any alliances to ground dwellers. I mean, the gnomes here are actually friendly with ground dwellers, but these people are not. They view us as a subclass or sub race of people. Or when I say ground dwellers, I mean above ground dwellers. So, and again, they're vicious. They're very good warriors. They're, very adept priests and priestesses. So I would say that the odds would be in our favor if we have someone who knows more about them and knows how to fight them and knows, all kinds of any of the tricks or weaknesses that they might have. It'd definitely be to our advantage.
I'm just saying I don't trust them. If everyone wants them to come along, I just don't want to leave them up as the only watch at night.
That's fair. I don't think we should either because we're going to need the dark vision to be spread out amongst the rest of our group anyway. So we don't have, team members just wander off in the middle of the night.
That never happens.
Or get captured or who knows what because one party member can't see in the dark. Or hear, apparently. Yeah, trust me. I think we're much better off having them as our allies, and if we do end up running into the drow, whether it's on the battlefield or just, I mean, heck, if we need to talk with them, they might not like the Zwerfniblin, but at least they'll have some way of talking with each other because even though they're enemies, they will have, had some diplomatic teachings on how to deal with drow. So if the drow don't want to fight us, or if there's a way not to fight, they would be much better at diplomacy with them than we would. Because we don't know anything about their culture, really, other than stories.
Okay, but if anything happens, I'm blaming it on you guys.
That's fine. Just have your, work up some songs with your heralds to make sure that we can feel shame in the form of song.
Okay.
So we should probably turn in then.
Yep.
Are you staying in the tavern or are you guys going back to the keep?
I'm going back to keep.
I'm gonna stay at the tavern.
I'm not paying for a room.
There's this nice barn that they have right outside the tavern.
You just spent 5 gold at
I didn't spend it.
Moroz, you said you're staying in.
How much are the rooms here?
It's 1 gold. Breakfast is included.
Yeah, I mean, so I think I will do that. Part of what I mean, I understand Lark's apprehension, and I kind of feel that as well. So I'd rather be here for when they all wake up, as opposed to giving them more time. And I'm not really saying this out loud, but my idea is that I want to wake up around when they do, so I can tell if there are any more secret meetings with Eliwick.
Wait,
I-
how many of them are there?
2.
Oh, okay, when you said when they all, I thought there's like a whole group of them now coming.
Well, when Eliwick and those 2, you know, when everybody involved wakes up and is ready to go, I want to be around them as well.
Okay.
Okay. Zerevex, where are you sleeping?
I'm gonna sleep in the keep. I'm gonna check on Mittens, make sure everything's good with her before going into the keep to my room.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay at the inn.
Mittens is doing well. She seems pretty relaxed, calm. Cool with it. She's like, I don't want to take care of him anymore. Lark, where are you sleeping?
I'm back at the keep.
And Torin, where are you staying?
That nice little shed that I was offered the previous night.
Come on. Everyone who is staying in the tavern, deduct 1 gold. If you're staying in the keep, it's free.
I'm also gonna go to the baths before going to bed, since someone complained about my smell.
Okay. I do not remember how much that was before, but I think it was a gold.
Does the keep not have free baths?
Oh, you're in the keep. Yeah, you're fine. It's free.
Okay.
Keep your gold. Um.
Lovely.
He prayed with message on. Okay, everybody heads back to their respective sleeping place. Nothing really exciting occurs in the night. Unless anybody wants to do a nighttime action they have not previously justified or written.
I mean, the only thing I would be doing is do my meditating and listening and everything. And also reaching out to the wind, since that was a new thing I learned about.
You reach out to the wind, and just as you heard with Kata, you hear the many voices of the wind. And on it, you hear the words Waterdeep, Amphail. You hear a S sound. You cannot make out all of it. Just know that there's a lot of S's in this.
So many S's. And I give Barzu some seed.
Okay.
Before
He
bed.
happily takes it. Anything else?
I'm gonna leave the window open so Tabitha can go find food.
What about Tabitha?
I'm leaving the window open so she can go find food.
Okay. Tabitha disappears into the night. Anything else?
Nope.
Alright. Once one person gets back to me, on something, then we will move on to the next aspect.
Just that you saw that I'm doing my regular practices, right?
Yep, I saw it.
Okay. And
Gonna be a
farting.
while, or can I go potty?
To the bathroom.
Yay! I'll be right back.
I'm back. Welcome back.
Hey!
Okay, so the night passes quietly. You guys wake to a bright and early morning, unless you are sleeping in. Clark?
Better
Yeah.
be.
If we're gonna go get grab bags, I want to wake up early.
God.
Okay, so it's morning. Salva and Ty are already downstairs. So you can't see their faces. They are heavily robed. There is a hood over their heads. You can really only make them out by the fact that they're so short, and once you get closer, you can see their faces under the hood.
I bound up to him and say, good morning, can I buy you breakfast?
And they say, "Good morning, sister. It's so early and already so bright."
Yes, I know. I'm sorry.
Okay, we just have to learn like you above ground folk people do with this sun thing.
Yep. But at least it's warm.
Yes, so when do we actually start heading out again?
I would assume fairly soon. We need to gather the rest of my group. Not everyone stayed in the inn last night.
They yawn and stretch and obviously are tired. Are you guys doing any perception checks or anything like that? Anybody who's in the inn?
Any what check? It's just me. Any what checks?
Are you gonna do any perception checks as you have Salva and Ty or anything like that?
I mean, I'm just gonna look around at the patronage to see who all's up. Because again, I would have been trying to get up somewhat at the same time, or somewhat an early time. And since that'd be a regular rest for me, I should be able to, I would think, get up fairly early and be fine.
I'm gonna offer Barzu food and offer to hold his eye for him and take a glance around with that.
Moroz, you look around and you see that there are some drunkards who obviously have not gone to bed yet. And there's some other early morning folks that probably work at the inn. They're sweeping it out, taking everything kind of to the door and just knocking dirt off of the mats and such. Bartu happily gives up his eye for the food, and when it reaches your hands, nothing happens. I mean, the world shifts, but there's nothing strange.
Okay.
So just because my eyes, or just because I picked out the stuff on the robes last night, okay, so I'm gonna orient myself. Obviously, so I want to be down there. Am I down there around Ty and Saba and Eliwick?
Yeah, you probably would have gone down though.
Reasonable assumption. Okay, so as I'm getting food or whatever, at some point when I am oriented behind them so that they can't really see me, I'm gonna kind of take a closer look at their robes from what I can tell to see if I can see any type of symbols or whatever on their robes similar to what I saw on the other robes.
You don't see anything really outstanding on it. They have gray robes on. They look like they're good quality, but there's no markings on them. The hoods do seem to cover a majority of their faces, whereas a normal hood may slide down and such. It also looks like they probably pinned parts of the hood to their hair so that their faces remain covered, and the gray pallor of their skin isn't as visible.
Gotcha. Okay. With that, I think that we should sort of move along and get to the keep. Is the shed on the way to the keep?
The shed is around the inn. So,
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
you can go by it.
Well, then we should probably wake up Torin before we head to the keep.
I agree. Did you notice what he likes meat, right?
He sure couldn't get enough of it shoved in his mouth at the festival.
I'm gonna ask whoever's at the bar serving food if I can get a bag of meat for him.
The person that's up is just thoroughly confused. You want a bag of meat? Raw meat? Cooked meat? Old meat?
Something
Meat?
cooked, or smoked. If you
Smoked
have it.
meat? It's 4 a.m. You want smoked meat?
Do you not have any?
No, not this early in the morning. Do you want some bacon drippings? I can give you some bacon drippings.
You have bacon?
No, she offered bacon drippings.
Well, why would you have bacon drippings and not bacon in breakfast time?
Look, lady, this inn does not operate. The bacon is one thing, and the bacon drippings are another. The bacon is from last night when we all had Bloody Marys and put bacon in it. But we only have bacon drippings. I can offer you bread with cheese in the center.
I was just trying to get something for my friend, but I can tell that's going to be tricky. I'm sorry for the...
So the lady says, look, this is our menu. You can have wheat biscuits and soft cheese. You can have dry catfish and dry turnip. It's a dry meal. Roasted sausage and rye bread, 12 copper. Boiled mutton and parsnips, or salted deer and dried parsnip, but the salted deer is 11 copper.
I'll take some salted deer then.
Alright, it's 11 copper. How
Okay.
much of it do you want? How many meals do you want?
Just one. I just want to bring him something to wake up
Alright,
nice
so
too.
she gives you a little piece of salted deer, some dried parsnips on a plate made of bread. I want you to know I have planned out a menu, and I feel happy about that.
That's awesome.
By the way, I do this for every inn you guys stop at. So yeah, you have salted deer now.
Sweet. Okay. Shall we head out back?
That is to.
That is to all the friends that are with me.
Right. So sausage isn't a stick of meat?
What they have is all dried food, except for the mutton,
The oiled mutton?
boiled mutton. But the sausage is like jerky.
Oh. Not sausage.
Delicious.
They've got dried catfish, got dried sausage basically, some salted deer, and then some boiled mutton.
Gotcha.
Don't ask me.
That breakfast menu.
No, it's not bad at all.
I wonder why we had like cabbage.
Hey, there's seasonal varieties. All right, so you guys
Right
head out to the inn. What are you doing, Torn?
Waking up at
Yeah, I think I just go into the barn and say, "Good morning, Torin. I have some deer for you."
oh, thank you. I eat here.
You eat the parsnips.
Yeah, sure.
Is Torn just a meat eater?
No, we said you eat the parsnips.
Right, but I like the part. Appreciate things that aren't meat.
More of a filler.
Right.
I feel like that's just you talking and not Torn talking.
Shall we? Would you like to head to the keep with us
Okay,
so we can gather everyone?
I'm good with that.
Are you ready? Is everybody ready to head that way? Pack things, ready?
Alvin's
Yeah, let's go.
tired, and they nod in agreement that they're ready to go. They are noticeably quieter during the daylight hours. Is Moroz ready to go?
Yeah, I said I was.
Oh, I didn't hear that. So you all make it to the keep. Yay!
Shall we? Where would we expect to find everybody? Is in the Great Hall or?
Well, where would you guys have been? Those that were in the keep for the night, where would you have gone in the morning?
I would have got breakfast first. Probably found a page like I did last time. Bring me some. What I have last, like eggs and bacon and toast, and bring me some fruit.
Okay. And that would have all been given to you. Again,
Okay.
the pages are trying to avoid you.
I took a bath. Okay. And then I'll feed a little bit to Tabitha also if she's still hungry.
Yeah, so Tabitha eats a little bit, but she probably had some good catches last night.
Okay, then I probably would have gone down to the front to go stretch my legs a bit, expecting the rest of the party to arrive shortly.
Yay! Zerevex, what were you doing?
When I woke up, I would have probably found a page to get some food. Just, eggs, toast, maybe some sausage, and then probably taking it to the stable to go check up on Mittens.
Fair enough. So you find Mittens kind of just meandering, smelling for probably her eggs. But other than that, she seems to be in good favor. You'd be able to take her via using the harness that you had made.
Okay, and how are the eggs? Are they all fine?
Yes, they all appear to be fine.
Okay, I guess I need to go and see. Oh, I don't remember her name. There was that lady who was supposed to be making the poultices for the eggs.
Frittata?
Yeah.
Frittata?
Oh, just kata.
Like you guys are saying frittata, and it's just kata. Yeah, so you would be able to find her you can either go to the tree or her shop, or up to Governor Nighthill and ask him to ring the bell.
Well, how far away would her shop or the tree be?
The tree is in the center of town, and the shop is not too far beyond that, so it would be like a probably a half-hour walk one way.
I think I'll have to get the governor to ring his bell to summon her.
Okay. So you just kind of head up to the governor's chambers.
Yeah.
Easily accessible.
You recently lost a lot of people. It's a lot easier. All the problem people suddenly disappeared in the last raid. So you go out there. The governor is in his chambers, but the page that is there offers to ring the bell for you.
And then I ask him to.
Alright, so he rings the bell, Kata arrives. She has your pulses with her and provides them to you, as well with instructions on how to use them, how to wrap them around the eggs, and such.
Okay. I thank her and I hand over 5 gold to her as a thanks.
She thanks you and takes it and says, the Emerald Enclave really appreciates what you have done for your drake. And then she walks out of the room because, again, she can magically poof into being, but she can't unpoof.
Okay.
Superpower.
And I head back down to go see Mittens and the eggs.
So you arrive. What do you do when you see Mittens and the eggs?
I guess I'm going to go over and start wrapping up the eggs the way that she had told me to.
At first, Mitten seems reluctant to let you touch the eggs, and then she lets you manipulate them.
Okay, so after, I guess, getting those all ready, I put the harness on her and get the leash ready and everything. And I guess I'm just going to be waiting for everyone else to arrive.
All right. So that takes us kind of to present, where everybody is arriving at the end.
Good morrow, everyone.
Morning.
Is anyone else gonna say anything?
I'm eyeing up the new people in the party.
So again, you see them heavily robed, heavily cloaked, with hoods drawn over their faces.
Can I see their face?
If you get close enough, yeah.
By eyeing up, you mean throwing shade, right?
No shade, no pink on me.
All right, so we should probably prepare and get on the road. That seemed pretty important for us to get out soon. Are Ty and Saba planning on taking their caravan then?
Ty and Saba have a troop, but you offered to have them just come.
So, I mean, well, what is their form of transportation? We have horses for us, but I don't think that Leosin knew that we were going to be taking on to Sverfniblin.
They are definitely not riding my horse.
Look here, you're short, they're short.
No.
Yes. You can probably assume that they have their own transportation covered.
Okay. If that's the case, then I'd tell the people we should, make any final preparations and get on the road.
Hey,
What?
is he doing anything? Final preparation like?
Is that grab bag shop open?
This would be really early in the morning. Surprised if it was open.
Well, you don't have to be surprised. You're the GM. You can tell us whether or not it is or not.
Can I go see if it's open?
Sure.
How far away is this?
You guys have to pack.
One way.
Is that a horse?
Are you on the horse right now?
I didn't think we got the horses yet.
I was gonna say, let's go down and get our horses.
Oh, that's true. Go to the stables and
Okay, let's do that first.
Okay, so you guys arrive in the stables that you have been in multiple times. There are 5 horses set off for each of you. If you approach the stable master, point it to you, but you also see a sign that says reserved for Leosin. There are a few other horses in there as well. And you notice that Sava and Ty greet the stable master and then head over to 2 all white horses.
so the people that don't like bright things have all white horses.
How come when we found them on the road, they weren't on their horses then?
They're with their troop.
Yep.
So, do we need to talk to the stable hand first before looking at the horses?
Probably should.
Well, I want to look over them. I just kind of want to look at them. I don't want to touch them yet.
Okay.
Would I be able to like know from looking at them which ones would be better than the others? Since I grew up on a farm.
Yeah, so you would know your horses.
Yes.
They look really sturdy. There are 2 that look like they would go really fast, like they would be bred for speed. And then there's 3 that you look at and you think that they would be bred more for endurance, and that they would probably be slower but more stamina.
Yeah, I'm gonna also do this using, well, not using, just my experience as a warrior, looking for one with longer endurance.
I think I'd want a speed one.
Yeah. How can I ditch my friends as quickly as possible while making as much noise as possible?
Which one do I think looks the tastiest?
How to answer that question?
Picking the one I think looks the tastiest.
So Lark, you're picking a fast horse. Moroz, you're picking a endurance horse.
I want a female also, if there's a choice.
They're all females.
Okay, good.
I guess I'll go up to the stable hand and say, "Good morning, sir. We're the group that is helping Leosin out and heading towards Amphail first."
Good morning. These 5 horses here are for you. Take your pick. There's a bag of feed and all their necessary supplies on the saddlebags. I have 2 saddles set up for some short people. I have 2 for you and your other friend, and then I have 3 saddles for normal size.
You calling me short?
Oh no, I didn't call you short. I'm just saying you'll need a
I'm
different
just
saddle.
messing with you. No, that's wonderful. Thank you so much.
The saddles are off to the side over there. Any gestures where you can see there's 2 obviously smaller saddles and 3 obviously larger size saddles.
Am I capable of saddling a horse myself?
I mean, so after hearing all this stuff, I'm gonna grab my saddle and put it on. I should really have no trouble with saddles, and I'm going to look around to see if I need to help anybody. So if there are any issues, I'll try to help people.
I feel like even with the height, I should be able to saddle a horse.
You also feel like you should be able to steal a bag with your mage hand right in front of everybody. Maybe we should
Did
let
I steal it? I didn't steal it.
Right, okay. So the gnome and the halfling, you guys just struggle a little bit getting this on the horse.
I've saddled
Ludwig-
many horses growing up on a farm. Why would I struggle with this one?
They were pony.
I heard that.
They were not ponies. They had to pull the stuff for the farm equipment.
It's just all donkeys all the time. Okay, so you'd be fine. Eliwick, I don't remember in your backstory any reason why you would be saddling horses.
I definitely would be struggling.
Well, I'll help, like I said.
Okay, so let's make some rolls from this.
Why would I have trouble saddling a horse?
Well, no, for Eliwick. So Eliwick, you'll do a animal handling, and you'll get advantage because Moroz is helping you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, perfect. So you are able to saddle your horse.
Yay! Does my horse like me?
Well,
No.
he just met you a little bit soon.
Maybe she just met you?
Is that even think about the fact that he's a man?
Do our horses have names?
Sure.
Usually they have names.
Yes. There's one that's called Lollipop. One that's called Musketeer. One that's called Twix.
Just going through the candy we have.
Yes.
I want Snickers.
That's the next one, and then
I'm surprised you don't want the $100,000.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What else do we have?
Mars bar.
M&M.
Tell, please.
Katie rides an M&M.
Diddle.
Please tell me there's one ironically named Almond Joy. Almond Joy has nuts mounds, don't?
I think we do have Almond Joy.
Yeah, Almond Joy. I was questioning why you bought Almond Joy. Actually.
Almond Joys are awesome.
It was just thrown off. He's like, you got Snickers caramel apple.
Almond Joy has nuts. No, they're mares.
Okay. So you have your horses of choice. Lark, you're getting a fast horse. Which one did you want for name-wise?
Snickers.
Snickers. Eliwick, which one did you want?
Lollipop?
Of course.
Which fast or slow?
Probably endurance.
You wanted Lollipop. Moroz, what name did you want?
I don't care.
I will leave a blank. I need Zerevex and.
Well, I mean, just tell me which one's left, because I don't care what the name is, but I do want to know the name.
Oh, I put you down for endurance. I'm just.
Okay.
Waiting for them to tell me if there's a name they want. So Torin and Zerevex, which ones do you guys want?
Well, I'll probably need an endurance one because I am going to have the additional weight.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have the carry card.
Actually, I changed my mind. Just make sure I don't get Butterfingers.
Zerevex, you get Musketeer. Very confusing because they don't have Musket.
Why don't you want Butterfingers?
I want to be able to stay on it.
Torin, you get a fast horse, and I feel like it immediately slows down.
It's gonna be Almond Joy, right?
Sure, you
You
get
get the one
Almond
with
Joy.
nuts.
And what does that leave Moroz with? Twix?
I suppose so.
Quick.
Or Butterhooves, I guess. Butterhooves.
Butterhooves? Okay.
Okay, before mounting up, I'm going to ask them, does anyone want to carry one of Midden's eggs?
Wouldn't they be a little bit safer in your bag of weightlessness?
No, I wouldn't
They-
put them in there.
They need to stay warm.
I'll take a
I'll
pink one.
gladly take one. I don't know if I can hold more than one, though.
As a frost lizard, essentially, do I generate heat?
We still have some form of body heat.
Okay.
So Lark, you're taking a pink one. Corn, are you taking any?
I get the blue one. I already called the blue one last time.
Rose gets the blue egg. Eliwick, which one did you get?
White?
Corn immediately eats his child.
That means that there's a red egg for Torn.
Okay.
Like the Power Rangers.
Yep.
Okay, so you all have eggs.
Or the Planeteers, and I guess Torin his heart. Oh, well, there was fire.
Heart, the most useless
Yep.
Planeteers.
Pink would definitely be hard. Like, I kind of feel bad for them because you know that the writers are like, okay, how are we gonna have Heart be relevant in this episode?
He has a monkey.
He helps animals.
I mean, in
Totally worth
theory,
it.
you should be able to mind control people.
Alright, we should set off.
Suppose he could have been a succubus. Charm
Wait,
people.
did we want to run by any more stores first?
I think we need to get on the road.
I think it could be on the way out.
Or is it on the way out?
No, it is not on the way out.
How
But
far away is
anything
it?
on your way out if you do it as you're leaving.
What was that?
I said technically anything is on the way out if you do it as you're leaving.
So would we be able to stop by the storage to see if it's open?
Are you asking your group or are you asking me?
I'm asking you. They'll wait.
You can do whatever you want to do.
Okay, I'm gonna make a quick trip over there, guys. I'll be right back. If you want, I have a faster horse. I can catch up to you guys if you want to go ahead. And I'm lighter weight on this guy, on Snickers. Girl.
They're
It's
all
true.
girls. You get to the door and you find the door locked and the shop is closed.
Oh, I thought you meant leaving the barn. I was like, oh no.
You guys are stuck in the barn. No,
So,
I'm in the shop.
real quick, Zerevex has a fast horse?
No, Torin
Zerevex
does.
has a endurance.
Endurance horse named Zerevex's name was what?
Here.
Musketeer. And is he carrying Mittens, or how is Mittens in the equation?
Yeah, there's a carry cart attached to it. The mittens is on.
So what's a carry cart look like on this horse?
Like a giant sidecar.
On a horse.
Sidecar, like a I swear to God, I've heard carry.
I mean, I'm picturing like a motorcycle
Yeah.
sidecar, but
Yeah.
for a horse.
I don't think that works with horses.
I've never seen that
Doesn't work
before.
in my mind.
Maybe it can have like a carriage on the back, like a chariot.
That what you're that for. What is around that horse's eye?
Blinders?
No, not the blinders. What is the giant? It looks like it's wrapped the way around it.
Whatever they're transporting.
Not some safe.
Carry cart.
It is not a carry cart. That says carry a whole bunch of words and then the word cart.
There you go.
Fine.
It works somehow.
There is a cart and mittens is in it and it's attached to the horse.
Does it slow the horse down?
Horse is fine. It's also an endurance horse, so it's not really good fast to begin with. The horse is probably used to pulling.
A horse is a horse, of course, of course.
That's a mini horse. Oh my god.
It's Lil Buddy!
You mean little Sebastian?
Lil Sebastian, whatever.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so you guys are going. Lurk, you found the shop closed.
Did I knock on the door?
I don't know, but if you are, there is no answer.
Like someone doesn't want to deal with more goodie bags.
That's what it seems like. There's no lights on inside or anything.
No lights on.
Okay, fine, let's leave. I'll go catch up with the others.
Are you seeing this all to your horse?
Yes, what's wrong with that?
I'm just saying.
Eliwick talks to animals, and Lark likes small people. What she's doing?
Tabitha's just sitting there going, what the hell's wrong with this whole
At least nobody got a horse named Artax.
Oh, you can try to pick the locks. I did plan something for this.
It can't be something good if you planned it.
I plan good things all the time.
Not for me, you don't.
Not when you're doing horrible, awful things.
I remember that 2x4 falling
Yeah.
on me. No, I'm not gonna bother. I feel like I knew that they were leaving, and I didn't want to cause a big ruckus. And
We complete our quest. Guys, I can't go back to Green Nest anymore. Why? I can't talk about it.
Something happened.
But don't you usually want to cause a big ruckus as a stealthy thief? Isn't that your MO?
First, she blows her horn. Then she tries to pick the locks.
The cops show up. Well, I see some trumpeteers. Must have been Lark.
Okay, so yeah, you catch up to the peoples pretty easily. So everybody on horses.
Yay, horses.
And y'all are going.
Horses don't count as small beasts, do they?
Because that's why medium size.
So you can't talk to him?
Not without casting a spell.
I would think that. I mean, I'm sure the spells or the thing is just for small beasts, but I would really think that horses would be able to talk because they're like domesticated.
Are you going to try to cast a spell?
No, I'm gonna save that for when.
So innate, so you can chat with them.
Yeah.
I know
what
you
type
do
of
that.
terrain are we going over?
So you're gonna have to go through some of the green fields on your way south, but you're probably gonna go over some stony stuff. When you saw the map and such, you saw that there was some mountainous paths and such. But you could probably go around there. There's some river areas and some marsh.
Do we get a new map or a new screen?
We never went to the rice fields.
Hey, you had a whole bunch of time to look.
Did
at
we
rice
ride
fields.
through them on the way out at least?
Why did you want to go to the rice field?
To see if they were actually rice fields.
Questions in life, man.
This map is just too big.
It really is. Look, we saw more of the map.
Oh. Now you know there's something that says mountains.
There's Amphail.
I'm pretty sure it says D Mountains.
These mountains.
I like these mountains.
Just like deep nuts. Okay, so here is the thing. We can continue going for a little bit longer, or we can call it good here. This is a convenient stopping point, but it's a boring stopping point.
How much more time do we have?
15 minutes.
Plus or minus 10.
Well, if it's
So-
minus 10, we only have 5 minutes.
Okay. Possibly plus 10. I'm fine with at least seeing what happens.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's leave all the watchers on a cliffhanger. Come on now.
Watchers, players.
No, I mean all the people watching the stream don't exist.
Did you say one time we actually did have somebody watching?
Yeah, we did. Oh, there might be somebody watching. Did
Who's
say
playing?
one, but that. Oh, hey, we do have somebody watching.
Are they
Hello,
telling
somebody.
you hate mail about how you
Hello.
forgot about them?
I see.
Me?
Of course, I still have dark. Oh, I've got dark and light up there. That's probably why.
They're probably
Whoops.
so confused. Worst dark play ever.
It's like, dude, the graphics in this game suck.
But the commentary is amazing.
Right?
But it seems to not really have anything to do with what's going on.
Right?
We have dark gnomes and light gnomes.
Yeah, we do. Perfect. We've already fulfilled our contractual obligation. Alrighty, so you guys are heading to Amphail, right?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm keeping an eye out for any creatures or anything that might help along the way, or
Right.
anything like extra silence or something scary.
So it's a one-day journey if you do it by foot. It's a half-day journey if you do it on a horse. So your horses make it there in no time. You arrive in Amphail. Oh, Amphail.
I'm too zoomed in.
Yeah, unzoom.
Unzoom. Holy jeez, that place is
It's kind of scary.
Something about their lava problem.
I feel like as we come up towards this, I would have been like, are we sure we want to go here?
You know, they have the giant dragony skull thing on their gate. Are we sure they're the good guys?
Okay, so you guys arrive at Amphail, and you immediately see the distinguishing feature of Amphail, which is a brilliant magical light that hovers above it. Everybody in the party, you have heard stories of this light. It illuminates day and night and protects the city from undead. It's visible in every corner of the city and the surrounding area that is under the protection of Amphail.
It looks like a house seal. Lol, that's for the guy watching because he plays Dark and Light.
And he's probably still confused as to why this isn't Dark and Light. Probably is like,
No, actually, it's somebody that I know who tells me that war has been declared in the game, and I shouldn't be ignoring my messages. Whoops.
So is there like lava, like a river of lava going by?
I would say ignore the river of lava.
Okay.
Not
I
a
was gonna say,
secret
there's no
place.
bridge. How are we getting to this place?
Oh, on the gate.
No, you should not ignore the crazy dragon skull on the gate.
That's actually there.
Yes, that's actually there.
Creepy.
I mean, looking at this place, it looks like an evil lair. I mean, is that how it really looks?
Well, it's sunnier.
Sunny evil.
I would say it doesn't look as terrifying as it does in this image. This would be like a nighttime image. But I wanted to show the lights.
And what are we doing here again?
You are here to talk to Froome.
So, guess we just go up to it. Do we have to like climb the stairs to get into the city, or is there like surrounding stuff around it, or is this it?
On the stairs. All of it is behind a gate. Or behind the gate, behind the walls.
So are there guards at the walls? Are there
There are not. So you can get closer. You see that there are two people standing watch. You can't make out if they are just normal guards or something else. What their insignia is, you can't see any of that from where you're at.
What
Are
do
they
we do
wearing
with the
clothes?
horses? I'm assuming the horses can't go up those stairs.
Why not?
There'd be people at the base that could take your horses.
Okay.
I don't know if I feel comfortable leaving my horses here.
They're not even really your horses.
Well, they are at the moment.
Could be our dinner.
I mean, does this?
Oh.
When I'm looking at this picture, I'm getting like this terrible evil vibe off of it. So, I mean, does this look like a normal town?
No, I just see things differently than you guys. I see.
Have a lava moat. And like All on the gate.
Dragon skull. Whoops. Whoops. Whoops.
Does the lava moat have sharks with lasers attached?
No.
Oh, it went grid mode.
Yeah, I did. There's some people here to take your horses.
Prepare for your first 3-dimensional fight. Roll for
I accidentally grabbed that one's head.
I'm scared.
I will find a better picture for you guys next week.
So, do we feel safe giving our horses to these people?
Yes.
Okay.
Even if you don't feel safe right now.
I feel terrified right now, but I can give them my horse, I guess.
Feel better now.
No.
Maybe a little bit.
It's a little
Actually,
better, except
quite
I
a
don't
bit.
see a way across.
Hey, there's a
Is that the
coliseum.
volcano?
You can watch some sports ball.
Jeez, people.
RG's people.
We're going back to the first picture.
Oh, that's worse.
Oh, this one's evil.
I just enjoy the fact that there's some two happy little stick figures.
How do we know they're happy?
They're pink.
They're happy.
Oh no, we've
We're happy
battled
to see
some
the
pink
horses.
people.
Okay, we will end here for tonight, and I will get you a pleasing picture for next week. I will write that in my thing. Find happy picture for Amphail.
I thought Halloween events next week.